one here on night 3. We have Gian van Veen, the world number 3, against Luke Humphries, the world number 2, and they both produced some real quality in their quarter-finals. Van Veen with a 6-3 win over Stephen Bunting, 104 average, some fantastic finishing as well, up at 67%. Had a couple of big finishes, a 124 and a 114, and that arguably his best performance of this Premier League season so far. Can he make it to a second final? Well, Luke Humphries, very good as well, a 106 average in a 6-2 victory over Josh Rock in his quarter-final. 60% on the doubles as well, so some good finishing from him too. Humphries looking to fire himself into a first final of this Premier League campaign. Well, their last meeting wasn't too long ago, the semi-finals of the Masters, which Luke Humphries won. So who can prevail here this evening? Let's find out in the company of Glenn Durrant and Wayne Muddle.
Thank you, Emma. Yeah, massively looking forward to this. If their first round matches or their quarter-final matches or anything to go by, they will not miss. And like Emma most eloquently said, the last meeting was a 5-0 hammering by Humphries on Van Veen, but the matches before that, 5 before that, all went to Gian van Veen. And the 4 matches before that all went to Humphries. So, look, we've got no idea who's going to win. We've got no idea. All we do know, Glenn, is that they are both playing worldies.
And everything you said about Luke Humphries at the beginning of the show, there's just something about him. And I tell you what I picked up in his opening game was his maturity, his demeanour around there. We know about his skills and abilities. They're there for all to see. It was such a polished performance in that first one, because Josh Rock with that 140 finish in the opening leg, he looks $1 million tonight.
He does. Yeah, the way I've read him, and it'd be really interesting to see what he says, because he went for a spell a month or so ago about wanting to slow down. I actually think he's possibly playing quicker. I really do. And that's an 11-dart leg. And you can't really do a lot about it.
Yeah, it's almost mesmeric when you talk quite often about the rhythm, and it's just quietly effective. You just watch him and think, well, surely I can do that. Just the backswing of the arm, just the flick of the wrist. But such a joy, like all these elite players, including Gian van Veen, you know, when they're in full flight, it's just fantastic to watch.
I've never, ever looked at Luke Humphries and thought, I can do that, Glenn.
Only when I'm asleep.
I actually think what he's doing is impossible. And as they all, when they all play well, darts is difficult. 96. These guys make it look so simple.
Well, this player certainly does. The 2-time world youth champion. I mean, he's made for the Premier League, but he's just fearless. He doesn't worry about reputations. He doesn't worry about the fact that his opponent just smashing an 11-darter in the opening leg there. 96. He responds, and he's potentially on an 11-darter.
Yeah. 4 and 11. Yeah, whatever you can do. I mentioned against Stephen Bunting, Glenn, you probably wasn't listening. I know you turned me down. I think when you know you're good enough, you don't worry about anything or anyone, do you? And Gian van Veen, for me, is that. He fits that.
What did you say? Yes, absolutely. And they're the things you can't teach. You know, it's all part of the process of becoming an elite player. But on the hockey, off the hockey, like I say, everything's just going in the right trajectory. I mean, this man has been there and done it, but it's the motivation. I thought it was a brilliant interview after his Players' Championship win this week. The fact that he wanted it so much, it meant so much. He loves winning, and that's the competitive side of these brilliant players.
The other semi-final is Luke Littler against Johnny Clayton. Johnny taking care of Gedwin Price. And Michael van Gerwen, unfortunately, unable to turn up this week due to illness. Hope you're OK, Michael. See you next week, all being well. 59. And Luke Littler had a bye, so he will take on Johnny.
Yeah, it's that bizarre situation that we've got right now as well, Wayne, isn't it? The fact that one of these players will be going into the final. 96. Yet we haven't even seen Luke Littler tonight.
Yep. Not the greatest of second darts, didn't like it.
And I'm glad I didn't say that. When he misses, just being underneath the treble 20 can be great, but when he misses, you get punished because you're playing Luke Humphries.
He's made a lot, Luke Humphries, about the space he has in the 60. Now he's using slightly longer points. And his 180 hitting has massively improved. Not his double 10 and double 5, though.
Yeah, it's a good point. Maybe discuss that as GVV looks at 1-2-2. He's made a hash of his last 9 darts, and that wry smile is based on frustration, let me tell you.
Straight at it. Oh, is that a marker?
No score.
The answer was no. He followed it and it didn't go in.
6 missed darts at a double. And you can't do that against Gian van Veen.
68. Luke required 10.
They've both kind of got away with it now.
Luke Humphries. Fourth against Luke to throw first.
Well, there's a symmetry, because there's been 2 11 darters, and double that there's been a 22 dart winning leg. Go figure.
They're all as important as each other.
I mean, I was looking at stratospheric numbers and averages. Let me tell you, that last leg, we won't be mentioning them no more. There they are on the screen.
Should we carry on as if that didn't happen?
Sounds like one of my practice sessions right now.
Oh, got it, yeah.
Let's pretend that 30 darter didn't happen. Now it's a 90 average.
21.
But we mentioned in that opening game of Luke Humphries, he's not really had massive one-to-one matches against Josh Rock. But as you and Emma mentioned on the walk on there, there's been some sensational matchups between. Already it's been a European final, an unbelievable conclusion, 11-10. And we've also had the last 8 of the World Championships and that semi-final of the Masters. They enjoy playing each other.
There was a couple of visits in this leg where Gian van Veen's last dart got really lungy. Really lungy. There's another. That's 3 times in 4 visits. He's got to watch that. I don't know if he's just out of sorts in general because he's not playing well, but he's got to stop that. Sorry, Glenn, one of them literally fell out and the other one just skewed up, and that's another poor last start.
I've always found it at the back end of legs on matches, certainly when it's been tight as well, almost like his body will rotate. It's almost like the less body movement that you see from him, the better the dart's going to be.
140.
It's replication. 1, 2, 3 should all be the same. Sometimes he does it, sometimes he doesn't. But his last darts at the moment, they're not good at all.
60.
First negative reaction from Humphries, but you'll be delighted the way things are going right now. Because this is just so unlike, you use that word replication, he's so consistent.
Yeah.
This Dutch dynamo, I mean, he's an unbelievable talent, bro. A little look over the family there, because he knows he's up against it even more now.
I didn't have this from Gian van Veen this evening. The way he played against Stephen Bunting, average 104. I thought it'd be similar for 4-1. Not going to go.
57.
When despite the fact he's a major winner, he's a 2-time world, he's learning on the job right now, and that's probably what he doesn't realise. Options here with 82. I said if he likes to miss the treble, he can just use it to sit on top of it. He moves to double 11, and he's back in this match.
He is indeed. That was a right old pinch, wasn't it? That was a nick.
100.
And he's still in this, playing the way he is.
100.
Yeah, despite that horrid leg, Luke Humphries is just shy of a 98 average. You take that every day of the week, and increasing.
134.
Beautiful. The way he manoeuvres around the ball, the way He does that down to the 19s, just no effect and a real punisher. Van Veen needs a big one.
125.
He did well after the second dart. That could have derailed him. For an 11,
Game shot
honestly.
Luke Humphries, some playing his chance to throw first.
Three 11 darters.
Well, he's been better than Gian van Veen, but Van Veen is still in this, and he knows it.
And I like that. We've seen his A game. We know how good Gian van Veen is, but sometimes you've got to dig deep, show a little bit of grit and resilience. You know you're not at your best after 6 legs.
Yeah.
But these players can just find it. They can have that outrageous scoring power at any point.
Well, it's not always about your A game, Glenn, is it? It's about what have you got after that? What have you got when that goes wrong? And this is what Van Veen has got.
Time on his side. He just needs to be careful with a big number. No problem whatsoever. Van Veen looking good to reduce the deficit.
This feels really quick from both, actually. To trail by 1.
Gian van Veen. They think it's Luke to throw first. Game on.
Big leg. You feel like Humphries has been the better player in this game. He's leading the match 4-3. If Van Veen can break the throw here, the whole narrative of this match could change.
97.
To you, does it look like Luke Humphries is playing
95.
fantastic? To me, it looks like he's playing all right. He's averaging 101.
Yeah, if you take away that one bad leg, we could be talking about 107, 108 average here. I just see someone who's... Yeah, the kind of things I'm looking for with Luke Humphries as well is reaction when he's throwing a bad dart. I've criticised him sometimes that he'll sulk. I think I used the word petulance one with him. I've used the words, things like maturity tonight.
125.
Walked again. He's going to have to sort this out. He's so good, and yet there's room for masses of improvement with Gian van Veen. Frightening that he has so much development to do.
He plays with a lot of instinct as well, but like I said, when he goes to those high-pressured situations, sometimes that's when the throw can let him down. But he's right in the mix here.
Yeah.
Another treble here.
99.
These are big moments.
126.
If he misses, he wants to be above. Well, that's perfect. Bullseye for 5-3.
101.
This is the moment I call the pivot. This could turn this whole game around, and what a dart that is on an 80 finish. He stands back, he looks at that target. That is brilliant.
Pivotal. That's what it was, Glenn. Pivotal. You called it the pivot. You can have that.
It's on me notes.
It's on me notes.
Roger's thesaurus. Beautiful. Absolutely magnificent.
How to turn it round. He was looking in all sorts of trouble. At 3-1 down, he was lurching and lunging all over the shop. Now look at him.
58.
Apart from that visit.
Yeah, we're good at that. Let's see what Humphries is all about. He's having to dig deep. Treble 19's been kind to him, Win.
Yeah, a few misstarts at a double from Luke Humphries. Van Veen's hardly missed any. But yeah, the treble 19 shooting, Glenn, I just think that we're in an era where they hit everything, don't they? They really do.
Whose position would you rather be here? And that bogey number 162 throwing first. Well, it's job done for Van Veen. Humphries needs a belt and it's not coming.
No. Well, he took out 102 to get back in this match on the double 11. This is right next door. It's right in his wheelhouse, whatever that means. 5-4 up. Wow, 3 legs on the bounce.
Well, it was maximum mayhem from Luke Humphries. We were saying after 6 legs how brilliant he was looking. Van Veen was struggling. We were questioning certain parts of his throat, but he's found a way. We use the term he's learning on the job.
93.
He's got everything, this young man. He really has.
Luke Humphries is nearly 4 points higher in the averages. We've said it again. Well, sorry, we've said it before. We'll say it again. They are just a guide. Look, they're a guide.
58.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Fill it up. 6 180s in this match.
Luke required 41.
For his third 11 darter of the match. Ridiculous.
33.
Not ridiculous.
Yes, he will be back though. Van Veen was probably already thinking of the first 3 darts of the next leg. But there's the pressure.
Don't want to go inside, pal. When I said inside, I mean inside the 4. He wanted inside the double 4. Level game, 5 apiece for a place in the final.
Yeah, sometimes you can build up a game. A semi-final of 2 players in there.
100.
In their best form, they were tremendous in the quarterfinals. It's had its ups and downs, despite the fact it's only the first in a race to 6. But the maximum hitting from Luke Humphries could be the turning point.
At present, does anyone hit more 2 treble visits than Luke Humphries in the world of darts?
This is the beauty of a game, it really is. And he's seeing that treble 20. The reaction was there, that last dart. I wonder if it was the reaction of the second dart missing Van Veen's back in this leg.
Whatever it wasn't a good dart, and he knows it. Van Veen is just so difficult to beat. Remember, he was off. He was 3-1 down, and he was all over the place. That's how good he is mentally, Glenn.
Yeah, and sometimes they can have a break and go off in a longer game. You don't. You've got to find solutions of outcomes during this game. Humphries looked a dejected figure last week when he lost 6-5. This is going all the way.
Oh, that is not the best setup. 60. Not to beat.
92.
Well, he wasn't at his best early in this game, but he's found a way to give himself an opportunity. Treble 18 will be the dart. A missed opportunity at that.
Yeah, he'll hate that. Had a chance of 2 big trebles. Can he wrap it up with a double 16? Luke Humphries mismatched darts last week against Luke Littler and got punished. Is he going to be punished to the hill against Gian van Veen?
He looks at 61. Is he looking at the centre of the board? Double A, 2 darts. Humphries missed his opportunity. Gian van Veen does it, and that is world class. That is another seismic statement from this incredible talent from the Netherlands. So many ups and downs in this game, but Luke Humphries will be incredibly disappointed once again, and he's on the wrong end of another 6-5 defeat. But what can we say about Gian van Veen? He moves into the final here at Glasgow, and he is truly a magnificent talent.